Hi everyone, and welcome today to the presentation about the next generation SAP on AWS workloads with Amazon ECS, Lex, and Sumerian. My name is Norbert Putz, and I'm a senior cloud architect at Deutsche Telekom IT Solutions Hungary. I'm also an AWS certified solutions architect professional, and if you'd like to learn more about my professional working experience, you can read the QR code. It's on the slide, and this will be then forwarded to my LinkedIn profile. All right. So to start this presentation today or this session, I have here a quote from Andy Jassy, the CEO of Amazon Web Services. So if there is a big change you want to make, you don't want to procrastinate. You don't want to delay or have postponing something. And this is actually a very good quote for this session, because today I would like to talk to you about the future of SAP systems in the cloud and how the next generation SAP workloads will look like. So about the agenda today. So first we'll have a look at the SAP market. So what is actually SAP, why it's important to talk about it. And then we'll move forward with the why moving to AWS Cloud. So that's a very important question. Then opportunities for SAP customers. And then finally, I have prepared a use case or a demonstration for you, how you can utilize SAP data with AWS solutions. All right, so SAP, so actually stands for Systems, Applications, and Products in Data Processing. It's a big German company since 1972 on the market, and they are mainly focusing on ERP products, so enterprise resource planning, but they are also have SAP HANA, it's an in-memory database, and they also have some other products, also cloud products. So let's see about the SAP market. So currently there are about 440,000 customers worldwide, and there's an increasing number in a cloud user base. So currently it's about 230 million, and probably you are one of this cloud user base, because if you are working for a larger company who are using SAP SuccessFactors, then it's also an SAP product, and it's also a cloud product. So you're probably one of these 230 million users. So about the cloud revenue, so it's here you can see a double-digit growth in the revenue. It's currently about 701 billion euros. If you would like to learn more about the portfolio of SAP or about the numbers, I've put the link to a PDF where you can find more details on this. All right. 5,000. Yeah, this is only a number, but this is actually the active customers running SAP on AWS. This is based on AWS information, and based on AWS information is also that AWS has the largest active user base who are running SAP workloads on AWS, and this is increasing day by day. And yeah, this is one reason why it's important to ask this question. So why moving to AWS Cloud? So why actually AWS? So AWS, or Amazon Web Services, since 2006 on the market, and they have a global infrastructure with about 24 regions, 77 availability zones, and those numbers are also increasing. So based on latest information, AWS is also planning 3 new regions to be opened. And then very good news, this is actually quite a new information that AWS has opened an edge location. So if you use the CloudFront service, so the CDN service, then there is this new edge location in Budapest, Hungary. So I'm really glad that finally AWS also reached Budapest, Hungary, and they have an edge location finally here. Here, AWS, if you haven't heard about it or you didn't work with AWS. It provides more than 200 services for customers, and they have a strong alliance with SAP since 2008. So if you see, they have just started the business in 2006, and 2 years later, they have this alliance with SAP. So this is actually also a sign that it's really worth to speak about SAP on AWS. The opportunities for SAP customers to become a cloud customer. Here you can see an iceberg, and this is actually how I imagine from an end user perspective, you can imagine a complex IT solutions like this. So here you can see an iceberg, and the end user only sees the peak of the iceberg. So this is the smallest part of an IT solution or the IT system. And under the sea, where the largest part of the iceberg is, there you have the infrastructure layer and the application layer. So the infrastructure layer, it's built less, and it's mainly focusing on infrastructure, core services, security, compliance, governance, and so on. Application layer is built to consume, and this will be also today's demonstration. So we will consume data from SAP database. Here, the main focus is actually SAP ERP, so enterprise resource planning, or OLTP, OLAP systems, online transactional processing and analytical processing systems. But you can also imagine here other third-party applications which can support this kind of architecture. So, and here on the peak, so the smallest part, but the most important part from the end user perspective is the differentiation layer. And I have collected some areas which, in my opinion, are real very important to speak about it, and this will be actually the future. So AI, artificial intelligence, machine learning, right? So robotics, IoT, so you have probably heard about it. That's a very hot topic nowadays. Then you can also build your data warehouse solutions with Amazon Redshift. Then chatbots, right? Amazon Lex, you can also integrate with Poly and other AWS services to create a complex solution. Then what's next? Business intelligence. Yeah, right. So this is also a hot topic, and Amazon is also a partner in this. Amazon has the service called QuickSight. You can create business intelligence reports based on your data, what you have within the AWS ecosystem, or actually then query on the data what you have in your SAP system. All right, data lake. Here, I hope you can see the icon, the Balaton. So this is a Hungarian conference, so I thought I would create this icon. So actually, this is about data lakes, a very hot topic nowadays. You can also use AWS services like lake formations, or you can build your own data lake solutions, combining other services like AWS Lambda, which is the function as a service from AWS, or Glue, or Athena, or other services in this direction. All right, file storage or backup restore. It's also a really important topic for large enterprises, but also for smaller ones, where to store the backup files and so on. And a lot of customers are starting the cloud journey with some cloud storage. They are looking for solutions storing backup files somewhere in the cloud. And here AWS is really a partner in this. And just one example from the SAP ecosystem. So you can also create your backup from the SAP HANA database and store it on Amazon S3, so it's simple storage service. And here, then if something bad happens, then you still have access to your backup files, and then you can restore your SAP HANA database from the backup files stored in S3. All right, and finally, yeah, we are in the developer conference, so our goal is to make the developers happy. So AWS is also partner in this. And if you think about CI/CD, then we have also services like code commit, code build, code deploy, and code pipeline, and other services. For example, if you would like to have cloud-based developer environment, you can also use Cloud9 for this purpose. So this is not a comprehensive list, so this is only my ideas or my view on the market and what can we expect from the future. And now in the last about 90 minutes, I would like to focus on the differentiation layer. So how can we make the user experience or the customer experience better with a solution and with a cloud solution based on SAP data. All right, so I'm really proud to introduce to you today HANA Assistant. She is this SAP HANA database powered chatbot and virtual assistant, and she will be the final demo today. And I have created a setup instructions and put it on my GitHub repository. So you can, if you click on that link, you can have access to the setup instructions, how I have created this virtual assistant, and you can also have the Lambda function, which is written in Python, and also the chatbot. It's in JSON. So I exported my chatbot, and you can actually import it once you would like to create your own virtual assistant. All right, so next, this is a technical conference, so let's talk about some technical stuff. So this is actually the architecture for the final demo. So here on the bottom, here you can see the heart of this solution is the SAP HANA Express edition, which will be running on ECS based on EC2 instances. So ECS stands for Elastic Container Service, and then EC2 is the Elastic Compute Cloud. And then the Docker Hub, here SAP has an own private repository where you can get the SAP HANA Express edition free of charge. So I wanted to utilize also the Elastic Container Registry as well, so the ECR service. So I've pulled the Docker Hub image and then pushed it to ECR so that I can consume and I can use that Docker image from my own ECR. And here you can see EFS. EFS stands for Elastic File System, and this will be a volume where we can store the data which is related to SAP HANA Express edition. And this will be mounted to the container, so this will be actually used as a volume. Then here you can see in the middle Lambda. I have already mentioned the function as a service from AWS, and it's written in Python. And this has this three-way of communication. So first, we'll get the user and password from the secrets manager. This is also an AWS service where I'm storing the user and password to establish then finally the connection to SAP HANA. And this will be the second main task of this Lambda function. And then finally, this two-way of communication between Amazon Lex and Lambda. So Amazon Lex is the chatbot service. They will send a request to Lambda. The Lambda will then know, okay, I have to establish the connection to SAP HANA. And then once the SQL statement has been executed and we got the response, Lambda is responsible for getting or providing the response back to Lex. Cognito is the authorization service. For this demo or for this proof of concept, I have used unauthorized users. So no user and password will be asked from me. You can also use this or other third-party integrations like Google, Facebook, or other social media platforms can be integrated, and you can use your user and password, which you are using for Google or Facebook, can be used also to log on or to use this kind of solution via Cognito. Okay, so we'll have the final demonstration about HANA Assistant, but I have prepared two other use cases, which I think is also important to show you, and it's also, I really like it because I have created it for you for this DevFest conference. So those are stored in the Amazon S3 bucket, the simple storage service, and they are just normal HTML websites. I'm using AWS SDK. So this is actually what you will see in a couple of minutes. And then finally, on the top, I'm the end user there. So here I will be the end user, which we'll see on the little peak of the iceberg, and then the underlying infrastructure and application layer is actually not visible for me. All right, so demonstration. So I have here a recording, and this is a technical conference, so I was thinking about you to record what has been done in the AWS console. And here you can see actually the Elastic Amazon container service. And here I'm in the Amazon Elastic Container Registry, where I have my Docker image. Here it's about 1.3 gigabyte in size, and this will be used for the Amazon Elastic service, Amazon Elastic Container Service. So this is here the test definition. Here I have some revisions. I will take the latest one. This has a name, and the network mode will be default as bridge. And here I can choose between EC2 or Fargate as compatibility mode. So I go for EC2 in this case. And then scrolling down a little bit, here you will see the volume. As mentioned, this is an EFS volume. There is my file system ID, and then the root directory, which I have defined here. The task definition is also contains the container definition. Here I have a password JSON file, which is stored on an EFS volume. And then during the boot up of the SAP HANA database, this JSON file will be deleted. So we have a secure solution. All right, so here we are opening up port 39017 and using protocol TCP to communicate with the SAP HANA database. And then here we have also some ulimit parameters, no-fi parameters, and then also defining that we would like to see the logs in CloudWatch. And here the CloudWatch is actually also an AWS native service. Here are the JSON files. So if you'd like to create your infrastructure as code with CloudFormation or Terraform, you can use this JSON output actually for this purpose. Okay, so now here I'm showing you the cluster. Here I have one EC2 instance inside this cluster, so it's another big deal in this case for this proof of concept. Here in the ECS instance, the tab, you can see the public IP and also some information about the cluster. Here you can see the task is already in running state. That means we have a fully functional SAP HANA Express edition now. So here I can also double check the parameters which I have shown you before, that those are all set in the container as well. Then jumping to CloudWatch, here you can see startup finished. That means that's a very good news. That means that the SAP HANA Express edition is up and running. Here you can also see some other information. And then to double check it in the EC2 console, here I have my R4X large instance running, and those are my public IP and private IP. I can also SSH into that ECS optimized Linux 2 image-based cluster and can run just normal Docker commands like Docker ps-a. You can see there's an agent already running in a container, and then on top we have our SAP HANA container here running. Okay, so now to demonstrate that I can also do something inside the container as well, here I have the HDB SQL command, and then I'm now creating a column-based table. This will be very important for the demo. So this has 2 records in it. So Andy Jassy is CEO, and then finally the CTO, Werner Vogels. All right, so moving forward, yes. So now we are here in the Lambda function, and here you can see this is the Python the Python function. Here I'm using the pyhdb, and here I'm showing the functions which I have here. I'm getting the secrets from Secrets Manager, and then I also have this function where I will decide, okay, if the intent name is DB query CEO or CTO, then I will return that particular function. So I will have AWS CEO function and the CTO function. Here, this is the CEO function. Okay, I'm establishing the connection to SAP HANA Express edition, and then I can execute the SQL command. And then finally, very important, I have to give back that particular JSON object as response to Amazon Lex. So Amazon Lex can only understand this this JSON object. Here for content, I can give the value, so the response from the SAP HANA back. Okay, environment variables, DB host and DB port, they are for public IP and all right, so here some permissions. Here I have secrets manager, and I have also a policy to write logs to CloudWatch. All right, so now I'm here in the Lex console. So on the left-hand side, I have the intents. This can be interpreted as skill. So what can my bot and what this chatbot can do? And here I can define in the utterance, okay, if someone tells the bot or write the bot or talk to the bot and ask who is the CEO of Amazon Web Services, then the fulfillment will be Lambda function. And then here, this is our first test. And here I will demonstrate that you can actually change, for example, the W to capital W or put a question mark at the end. And this will be still recognized by Lex, and we'll get immediately back the response, Andy Jassy, who is the CEO of Amazon Web Services and is part of, and this is the record which we have created on the SAP HANA side, right? So here the intents again, but those are still surprises for you. So we'll have demonstrations. You will find out what this chatbot still can do, and this is not only answering that questions, but some other tricky answers can this chatbot deliver. All right, now we are in the high-tech Sumerian Console. So Sumerian is the 3D AR/VR service of AWS, and here I wanted to show you the Lex integration, which is very very important in this case. So I have here a state machine. It exists 6 states. So first I'm initializing the AWS SDK. Then if I press the spacebar, then it starts recording. If I release the spacebar, then it starts recording and handing over the recording to Amazon Lex. Amazon Lex will then understand the recording or process the recording, identify the utterance, identify the intent. Then if it's fulfillment Lambda, then the Lambda function will do the rest, and then we'll get back the response. And then here, the virtual assistant will then talk with us, and she will then give back the results. And this is what we can expect from this. All right, so let's move on. And here, this is my first demo. I will start this. And here you can see a normal chatbot. It's a normal HTML website utilizing AWS SDK. And here I'm asking normal questions, some complex one as well, and also the famous 2 questions about the CEO and CTO, just to demonstrate that the query results will reach Amazon Lex, and we'll get back the response. So this is the famous question, CEO. And here you can see we get back the results immediately. And here, the other one for the CTO. And here, okay, Werner Vogels. And then finally, a tricky question about social engineering question, whether we can get the user and password for the SAP HANA database. But I think you already know that we will not have access to that via this chatbot. All right, so this is the first one. And now the second one, this is a surprise for you. So let's see how it's working.
Hello.
Hello, I am HANA Assistant. How may I help you today?
Which AWS service do we use for running SAP HANA in containers?
Good question. We are using Amazon Elastic Container Service for this purpose.
Who is the CEO of Amazon Web Services?
Andy Jassy.
Could you please tell me who is the CTO of Amazon Web Services?
Werner Vogels.
I will tell you what's happening. So I'm actually talking to this solution, and here I'm asking normal questions. And here in the natural language processing, we'll understand, okay, my Hungarian accent as well. And then here now listening, sending, so the recording will be sent. I'm asking who is the CTO of Amazon Web Services, and we'll get back the result. So this is actually the final demonstration before the question and answers. And this is the virtual assistant. And this is actually where I'm combining everything. So I have the Lex integration as well, and then Lex integration with Lambda, and then finally reaching out to SAP HANA database. And then here you will see, and hopefully you will hear it as well, how this solution works.
Hi.
Hello, I'm HANA Assistant. How may I help you today?
What is SAP HANA Express Edition?
Good question. SAP HANA Express Edition is a streamlined version of the SAP HANA platform which enables developers to jumpstart application development in the cloud or personal computer to build and deploy modern applications that use up to 32 gigabytes memory. SAP HANA Express Edition includes the in-memory data engine with advanced analytical data processing engines for business, text, spatial, and graph data, supporting multiple data models on a single copy of the data. The software license allows for both non-production and production use cases, enabling you to quickly prototype, demo, and deploy next-generation applications using SAP HANA Express Edition without incurring any license fees.
Who is the CEO of Amazon Web Services?
Andy Jassy.
Could you please tell me who is the CTO of Amazon Web Services?
Werner Vogels.
Here you should hear the response of this virtual assistant, and then here you can see that it's actually acting like a normal human being. So this is it. So thanks for your attention, and if you have any questions, then
Hi, I'm here. Hi.
all right.
Thank you very much. Let me have just a one very simple question, because I got it from an anonymous. Can we please mention, or can you please mention some of the examples using chatbot in real life?
Yes. So actually, if you go to any website, so it's very common to have this chatbot on the right corner, and you can ask questions, or you can ask for track shipping, for example, if you order something, or check inventory. But I would have one very good example here in Hungary. If you call the telecom hotline, so the customer service of telecom, so if you have problems with your phone or internet connection, then you will be welcomed by a virtual assistant, the virtual business assistant. Her name is Wanda, or this is the name of this virtual assistant, and she will guide you through some questions. She will ask, okay, do you have problem with internet or phone? You can answer, okay, I have problem with internet. Then it goes further, asking some other questions, and then finally she collects all the necessary informations, and then connecting to a real human being afterwards. But she collects the real questions, the real answers, and then she's constantly learning. So I've read an article about this, and she's continuously learning based on the phone call. So if you call the telecom hotline and answer the questions, she's still learning. They are using AI and machine learning for this purpose. So this is a real example. Also here in Hungary, we already have this kind of virtual assistants.
Okay, and I also got a new question to HANA Assistance. I think it arrived for her. Who is going to be the next president of the USA? Does she know it already?
I don't know.
It
She also
depends.
doesn't know. So.
It depends if she is watching the news on live. Okay, thank you very
Yeah.
much for the presentation, and thanks for the audience for the questions. In some minutes, we are following the presentation in both streams with the panel discussions. So thank you, Norbert, and thank you for all. We
Right.
are coming back in some minutes. Thanks.